सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna, Dandavats Pranam.
हरे कृष्णा।
Can you make me co-host, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu, just a moment.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopak Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you for the Bhagavatam class, today's Bhagavatam class. We'll be discussing about from Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 8, entitled Questions of Parshit Maharaj. And text number 1 to 8. Vasudha Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Hare Krishna, Shilpa Mataji, Madhumati Mataji,
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji,
Hare
Chandrika
Krishna Prabhu,
Mataji,
Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Andhra
Krishna
Prabhu
Prabhuji, Dandat
Mataji,
Pranam.
Chintamani Mataji, everyone assembled here. Gayatri Mataji, Divya Mataji, Deepa Mataji, Hemamalli Mataji, all of you. Krishnamurti Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Rakesh,
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
yeah.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat
Vandana, Tarini
Pranam.
Mataji, Uma Mataji, Uma Devi Mataji, all of you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, Sharmila Mataji, Shobha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Please bless me today so that we can have a good Krishna conscious Kada. If I'm not doing well, then you're not praying for me. So you have to pray for me so that we can discuss today. And whoever raised hands, please go ahead with the reading. Ashoda Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah.
Raja uvacha brahmana chodito brahman gunakyane agunasya cha yasmai yata praha narado deva darshanaha.
Shilpa Mataji, translation and purport highlighted one, please. Shilpa Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hmm.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, how did Narad Muni, whose hearers are as fortunate as those instructed by Lord Brahma, explain the transcendental qualities of the Lord who is without material qualities, and before whom did he speak? Purport. Devarshi Narad was directly instructed by Brahmaji, who was also directly instructed by the Supreme Lord. Therefore, the instructions imparted by Narad to his various disciples are as good as those of the Supreme Lord. The disciplic succession, which strictly follows the transcendental instruction of the bona fide chain of disciplic succession, and the test for such bona fide spiritual masters is that there should be no difference between the instruction of the Lord originally imparted to his devotee and that which is imparted by the authority in the line of disciplic succession. How Narad Muni distributed the transcendental knowledge of the Lord will be explained in later cantos. The Lord is described as aguna or without any quality. It does not mean that he has no quality, but that he has no material quality, such as the modes of goodness, passion, or ignorance as the conditioned souls have. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you.
Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamagyam Tadati Sapatantikam Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Uda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadodam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitam Cha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Grim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinadarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Sat Sat Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade. Hare Krishna, once again, welcome all of you. Today we will be seeing the questions by King Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadeva Goswami. So, since tomorrow there is no class, I've been covering the shlokas as well for today as well as for tomorrow. So, I'll be covering text number 1 to 8. So, we have a lot of things to cover. So those who people have raised hand, probably one person can read one sloka, something like that. So that there is no disturbance again changing people. So next time people want to read, then probably you can read sloka translation purport. Then next can be somebody else like that. So today this text 1 to 8. So Parshit Maharaj is asking, I'm going to die in 7 days. Please speak more Harikatha. I want to hear more Katha. And he's asking, how did Narada preach in the sloka number 1? After that, he's asking glories of Harikatha. He's telling, oh, Harikatha is so great. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is so great. And I'm going to die in 7. So this is purely today topic is the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today we're going to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam because Parikshit Maharaj is also glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam and is telling the benefit of hearing Harikatha. And towards end of the text 7 and 8, he talks about what is the soul, what is the difference between soul and the body, and also Atma, Paramatma, what is the difference between super soul and soul. In the 7th and 8th, these are the questions Parshit Maharaj started answering. Parshit Maharaj started asking to Sukadeva Goswami. Right, so we will see the theme. So in the first shloka, if you see that I have highlighted, there are 2 things Prabhupada importantly calls out. What are those 2 points? First point is that everything should come in the Guru Parampara. First is Parshit Maharaj is asking, oh Sukadeva Goswami, can you please tell me how did Narada Muni was preaching? He got instruction from Brahma, the explain about the transcendent qualities of the Lord. So he's also asking, the Lord doesn't have any material qualities, but rather he has a transcendental qualities. Please tell more about how Narada Rishi is preaching is same as that of God. So Prabhupada took a chance and he was explaining this disciplic succession. Narada heard from his father and Guru, Brahmaji. This is as good as Brahmaji hearing directly from Shri Krishna. So the important key question I want to ask all of you is that, so Prabhupada says, there should be no difference between instruction of the Lord originally imparted to his devotees and what is imparted by the authority in the line of disciplic succession. So most of the time we say as it is, Bhagavad Gita as it is. We should not change anything. We should speak as per the Guru, whatever they spoke. My question is that you've been hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from various speakers. It may not be exactly what Vyasadeva spoke, right? Probably some devotees would add some of their experiences, some of the analogy, some of the other things. So how do we understand whether the message is coming in the parampara is as it is or not? Can we allow to change or can we allow to add whatever we have realized in the Srimad Bhagavatam or not? How do we understand this sentence that which is no originally imparted is devotees and this is imparted by authority in the line of this, no difference between the instruction. So how do we understand that? Anybody wants to try? Yeah.
Prabhuji, may I
Yeah.
give it a try?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, all the speakers, all the preachers, they are speaking about Krishna Katha only. And the authority, and they are talking about Srila Prabhupada, like what the author is Srila Prabhupada. He's talking about them, what he has mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. They are speaking as it is. What they are not using their own whims and fancies. They are not using their mental concoction, and they are not making their own. They are not putting their own words in.
How do you know? Yeah, have you read all the Prabhupada books?
Not all, Prabhuji, but
So
yes,
when the speaker speaks today, for example, I'm speaking, how do you know I'm speaking from Bhagavatam? Because you have not read it. Okay, now let's take another example. There is a professional reciters in Bhagavata Sapta. You have seen in the TV in so many places in North India. There are professional reciters of Bhagavatam. They speak from the Bhagavatam only. They speak Bhagavad Katha. So will that have any effect? They are also speaking Bhagavatam, right?
right.
Another question. When Brahma heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Krishna, Krishna spoke only 4 shlokas. Now, how many shlokas there in the Bhagavatam?
18,000.
18,000.
Is it as it is? He's supposed to tell 4 shlokas only to Narada Rishi. Narada Rishi is supposed to tell Vyasadeva, who's written this compilation, only 4 shlokas. Because that's what Krishna spoke. Krishna never spoke more than 18,000 words. Of course, Bhagavad Gita, 700 shlokas. Most of the 500, 700 or something, 570 something, Krishna spoke. We all know. Then Arjuna spoke. Maybe this conversation, Bhagavad Gita, 700 shlokas, which certain extent we can take it. Because that is Krishna has spoken what it is, as it is. The shloka. Now, in this Bhagavatam, if you see, how many shlokas Krishna spoke initially to Brahma? Only 4 shlokas. Now, 18,000. So, how do you say Bhagavatam is, first of all, is as it is?
Because it is coming from the Guru Parampara disciplic succession. He cannot like add or, he cannot make on his own. So he has to present what he has heard from
So,
authority.
Prabhupada, when he explains in the lecture, he gives the example of a car. The car, the body, soul, Atma is explaining. Do you think during Bhakti Vinod Chakra, a little earlier, maybe, the 6 Goswamis time, were there a car? So Prabhupada added this car. Sometime he would talk about United Nations. Were there during Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, were there any United Nations?
No.
But
But
the intelligence
How can he say
Prabhuji.
how can he say that it is coming in the Parampara? Because Acharya is supposed to give his previous Acharya. His previous Acharya is supposed to give. Then if you see that only Chaturshloki only we should be discussing every day.
Yeah. Prabhuji, they can give their examples, but they are spreading the same message, which is Krishna consciousness. So the message and essence is same.
Okay. Anyone?
They can give their own examples.
Okay. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptam imam rajarishayo viduhu sakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapaha. There is something called head on the cloud, feet on the ground. Head on the cloud is that everything should come in the parampara. Krishna told, Evam parampara praptam Ivam Raja Rishiyo Viduhu. This is broken. Disciplic succession is broken. Krishna has spoken Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna has spoken Bhagavad Gita long ago, but I am re-establishing. Now, having said that, that is the shloka, the meaning of it, it should come in the disciplic succession. That is the core theme. That is the head on the cloud. If you see Prabhupada's translation, right, Prabhupada purport especially, this is his feeling, it is emotion of devotion, is devotion to Krishna and practical to the particular place and circumstances of this modern Kali Yuga, so-called Kali Yuga people, Manda Sumanda Madayo. So we don't have that much intelligence to understand even what Acharya, whatever they say. In fact, if you want to even read Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur English, I need to go and study in England and come back because he's so high in his English that British language, very scholarly people, just get bewildered kind of words, he would use. Even Prabhupada English was his high standard. Some of them will still struggle to understand what Prabhupada is trying to speak. So one is that you take the essence of this head on the cloud, I said, the shloka translation, but how do we practically apply? So that's what Prabhupada would give many examples. Some of the example Acharya gave is chariot. There is a horse, chariot, then the driver. So Prabhupada, some people may not be able to relate to chariot and all this olden days, now the modern era. So probably will convert into car or an analogy or something like that. So for the people to understand. Similarly, when the person is speaking, Angas is speaking the head on the cloud, the shloka, parampara, to explain the concept. You might pick up from various acharyas, from the contemporary life, few example, that's okay. As long as he is within the limit of the explanation of the acharyas gave. Most of the time, what happens is neophyte like me try to use my understanding because my knowledge is very limited. My senses are imperfect. If I start giving my own interpretation, my own theory, sometimes we may not be able to differentiate between actually what is in parampara, what is not in parampara. So it's always better to follow the acharyas, the gurus, whatever they speak, senior, Vaishnavas, like that is always better. But it is not literally mean that one should cut and paste. Exactly, Prabhupada, this is the word used. I will talk about only that. This is what exactly happened. I will speak about it. It is not literally literal sense as it is. In the essence, one should pick up and should do that. So to give an story or analogy to understand this, there were four or five group of disciples were there. They are foolish, literally. But his guru, he wants to take them to yatra or something. Those days is only Bulla cart. So he said, Guru told, pick up everything, arrange everything nicely in the Bulla cart. Tomorrow we are going for yatra. So all of them arranged. Next day the Bulla cart came and the Guru was there in the call, and he started. They started traveling, right? So then Guru was half the way through. He was feeling tired. He said, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to take a nap. But one important instruction for all of you. So these disciples were very, very sincere in listening to the Guru. Whatever Guru says, they will do it without any deviation. So this Guru told, I'm going to sleep. Sometimes, the God is bumpy, it's not like smooth car. It's open, right? So something may fall off. In case something falls off, you please, watch out. Then the Guru slept. So halfway through it was going, the Guru had a kamandalo with the water. It fell down. So the devotees all are watching. They don't do anything. So they kept on going. After after 1 hour, the Guru got up, saying that everything is all right. So all our things are intact. He said, yes, all the things are intact except your kamandalo. He said, what happened to my kamandal? He said, that's fell off way ago, long away, they said. And Guru asked, I told you to watch out, why you didn't pick it up? And the disciple said, Guru Maharaj, we are following your order. You asked us to watch, so we simply watched it, but you never told us to pick it up. Oh, he said, oh, what kind of foolish you are. It is supposed to fall means you should pick it up. Okay, I'm going nap again. So the Guru went again nap. If anything falls from the vehicle, you should pick it up. They said, no problem, Guru Maharaj, as you say. So they're all watching. And the cow was going, the cow started putting cow dung. So they said, anything falls off should be caught. That's a Guru Maharaj instruction. Hey, everybody is jumping from the cart and they're trying to catch the cow dung which is falling. Anything falling, they should put it in the back. So they start taking cow dung and putting it on the Bulla cart. And Guru was surprised and got up seeing all these things mess. He said, what are you doing? Then said, Guru Maharaj, we are following your order. What is that? You asked us to falls, anything falls, you asked us to pick up, so we are picking up. And Guru Maharaj said, oh this foolish disciple, they don't understand word to word, they are literally using it. And he took a paper and pen. He wrote list of items, what he had possessions, and he said, only this item falls, then you take it. This is a list. Then he again slept. Now, there was a little bumpy ride and there was a stone or something like that. The Bulla cart started shaking and the Guru himself started falling on the river. So these people, Guru started shouting, stop, I'm falling, please help. The disciple got down, then they took the list, then they started seeing anything is falling which we need to pick up. Guru is not written his name. Oh, Guru is not written. They started going. And he told only to pick up the things which are there in the list. Then the Guru said, oh fools, I am ordering you, please come and save me. Then they came and saved me. Then Guru asked, I am falling on the river. I am about to die. I am asking for help. Why you didn't come? What, Guru Maharaj, every time you are scolding us, we are following your instructions. See the list. Is it your name is there? No. Why should we help? What are you saying? We are following. This is not a kind of intelligence. We are talking about copying as it is or following as it is. Some people, you have to tell them, this is what you're supposed to do. Sometimes I see a devotees come, they'll say, this is the prescription, this is how my food should be. Most of the time we say, yeah, I know, we'll go and get it, something which he doesn't want most of the time. The second kind of people, even though you tell, in spite of that, people will not get it. Second kind of people, you tell them, this is what I want. Then you will ask, Prabhu, if this is not there, what else vegetable you will get? If this not the option is there, can I buy this? You want it organic or you want a millet, what type of food you will eat? He will ask various questions, understand what he wants, real need, what is his health problem. Accordingly, he will cook. So the first category is that in spite of you telling, they will not get it. The second kind of people, you tell him, they will get it. They will do only that much. They will not go beyond it. But the third category of a person who knows what exactly my guru or my senior mentor wants it. They knew what he will do at the particular point of time. In this particular situation, you would have not given an instruction. He loves to preach. My Guru Maharaj, I should not be disturbing him. Even though it is getting late, 11:30, 12, he will be most angry, if I disturb him in the preaching. Sometimes Guru may not be well. We know that is time limitation. Sometimes they would chase away the disciples saying that Maharaj is not feeling well, he has to take rest. Sometimes they don't do it because they understand the mood of the Acharya. Also time and place circumstances. The intelligent disciple is one who understands the Guru. So we need to be in that category, or at least the third or second category, where it is not that just a dumb process of Krishna consciousness. We just cut and paste and deliver whatever that is required. Well, on the shlokas, the translation, or the core theme, what Krishna is trying to convey, everyone should follow in the parampara. Then we should check anybody who is speaking is coming in the bona fide force sampradaya or not. Is reading from Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or not other. There could be other books, scriptural books, that prana. Of course, we can reference, but the main theme should be from Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. That's what our Acharya Srila Prabhupada told. There are so many, Vedas, so many things are there. In fact, somebody might question you, why should we read Srimad Bhagavatam? But the basis is Veda. Why we are not studying Veda? Veda, Krishna spoke the Veda, right? Any doubt? Krishna spoke the Veda. Then Brahma took it and he passed it on. We are supposed to read Veda. Why are we reading Srimad Bhagavatam? What would be your answer? Is it coming in the parampara? We should have been.
It is the essence of all Vedas.
Okay, but what is wrong in reading Vedas?
We don't have enough lifetime to read all Vedas.
So whatever lifetime, I will read Vedas because that is authentic. That's what Krishna spoke. Even I have to read 30, 40 years, it's okay. It's only one Veda I need to read. That to one portion, one chapter, I'll read it. Why should I read Bhagavatam?
Just because we read all Vedas, we cannot attain Bhagavan. Only with Bhakti we can attain Bhagavan.
Yeah, why do you think Vedas doesn't have Bhakti? You said Bhagavatam is essence of...
Lead to speculation.
Bhagavatam is essence of Vedas. If Bhagavatam talks about Bhakti, Vedas also should talk about Bhakti.
The more we read, more speculation will be done.
Why you're reading as it is, no? Vedas. Okay, so you think it over and let me know next week your answer. But in essence, it is not just...
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, in Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna has been glorified.
Yes. In Vedas, you say there is no glorification.
So after writing Vedas, as Vyasdev wasn't satisfied, no? So Naradji told him to write Srimad Bhagavatam.
True, but who said in Vedas glorification of Lord is not there? Who said there is no bhakti in Vedas? Vedas is the essence. Everything comes from Vedas, including your physics, science, chemistry, biology, rocket science, astronomy, Ayurveda. Everything comes from Vedas. Dhanurveda, fighting, arching, everything, civil construction, physics. You want to learn about cosmology. Everything is there in the Vedas.
Prabhuji, is it because that Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada ji has presented in such a way that it is so easily to understand, and Vedas are maybe complicated, we cannot understand it even if we read it on our own, or even if we read it with the help of a Guru, Maharaj and all?
Just give me a second.
Vedas are the instructions, Prabhu, and Bhagavatam is the practical experience as explained, Prabhu.
Sorry, what is it, Vedas?
Vedas are the instructions given, and then Bhagavatam, it is practically experiences are explained.
No, Vedas also practical. There is one time, one person, the Guru asked his disciple to go and get some fruits. The tree had 3 fruits. He plucked all the 3 and came. And the Guru asked, this is a story from Vedas. So he asked, how many fruits were there? He said 3. How many did you pluck? He said, I plucked all 3. The Guru cursed him, you become blind. Then the disciple asked, what is the mistake I have done? He said the tree is supposed to shelter for so many animals and birds, ants. So many birds also eat the fruit. So you're so greedy that you just took all the fruits. But what will the other birds will do? They are all equally also another creation of the Lord. They are also brothers. At least you can go and find something. You can cook something. The bird, they can't go and cook. They have to eat the fruits. At least you should have left two and one you brought it, or at least you'd have brought it two, one you'd have left it. So you're so greedy that you're trying to do that. So this is instruction in Veda. So what is the difficulty in understanding?
And Prabhu, also what like Guru Parampara that we are following, we need a guru who is going to teach us those Vedas. So in our Parampara, majorly we study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. No, there is nobody who can teach us Vedas. So we, on our own, we cannot study Vedas.
Okay, good point. Let's say if somebody is coming in the Parampara, he knows Vedas, will you study?
Prabhu, we will first try and
we will go
Bhagavatam.
Yeah, so okay, there are 2 points in this shloka, Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji, I need to stop here because we have 8 shlokas to cover. We are already 10. I need to finish by 10:30, so we will move on. Anything after post 10:30, I'll be available for your questions. Somebody want to answer, please note it down. So there are 2 points Prabhupada is talking about in the first shloka, and especially Parishit Maharaj is telling, tell me how did Naradaji preach? How is coming in the Guru Parampara? Tell me glories of that is preaching, how it is as good as Krishna. So anybody is coming in the Guru Parampara who is preaching, they're as good as Krishna's instruction. And also he's talking about the gunas. There are various gunas are there. Sometimes the Vedas talks about Lord doesn't have any guna. It does not mean that he doesn't have any guna, but he is having no material qualities. So Prabhupada is also talking about how one can be saguna is necessary for going nirguna. Nirguna means one who doesn't have material thing. Saguna is the devotees who are trying to see Krishna. Somebody cannot visualize Krishna as a personality, he has qualities. They would visualize the material things as the Sankhya, we say Sankhya philosophy, the material things as the Lord, the universal Virat Rupa of the Lord as the, that's how they perceive the nature, mountain, rivers, they're all part of the Lord's body. That's how they envision the Lord. That is Saguna. So when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, that is not required. Directly we can go to the Nirguna. Those people who can't accept it as Lord, as person who has a guna, then they can start with the saguna, then slowly they will invariably come to the understanding of the Lord who has possession. There is one more story, we don't have time, we will look at it at the end. Now, can somebody quickly read second shloka? I want you to read translation, purport, shloka quickly.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat.
One person. Anusha Mataji, you need to complete the shloka too.
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Dhanvat. Etat veditumichhami tattvam tattva vidhamvara harer adbhuta viryasya tata loka samangalaha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The king said, I wish to know narrations concerning the Lord who possesses wonderful potencies are certainly auspicious for living beings in all planets. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam, which is full of narrations of the activities of the Supreme Lord, is auspicious for all living beings residing in every planet. One who takes it as belonging to a particular sect is certainly mistaken. Srimad Bhagavatam is certainly a very dear scripture for all devotees of the Lord. But it is auspicious even for the non-devotees also, because it explains that even the non-devotees hovering under the spell of material energy can be delivered from such clutches if they hear the narration of the Srimad Bhagavatam with devotion and attention from the right source, representing the Lord by disciplic succession. Thank you.
So the key theme in the shloka Prabhupada is telling is that, the purport, it is even for the non-devotees. Was in the material energy can be delivered by narration of Srimad Bhagavatam. Leave about the devotees, even non-devotees who sincerely endeavors to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then it is very, very auspicious. So we will see a couple of examples and stories and some of thought-provoking examples from our ISKCON movement to understand how this is auspicious. Bhagavatam is very, very auspicious, right? So we have in this Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, second chapter, Shloka 17. Shunvantam svakata Krishna punya shravana kirtanaha irdayantisto hi abhatrani vidunoti sugrut. Sugrut, Krishna is the Sugrutam Sarva Bhutanam Nyatva Mam Shamti Rachati. Sugrut means friend. There are various type of friends are there. Bandhu is also friend. Mitra also friend. Sugrut also friend. These are various level of degree. Somebody, just a namesake friend, Facebook friend. I never met him. Right? They're all Mitra. Then Bandhu means your relative, close relative, family friends, very close, schoolmate who've been there for a long time. That all comes under Bandhu category. But Sugrut is one, and Bhagavatam is also Sugrut, and Krishna is also Sugrut. These are the real well-wisher. Prabhupada writes in this letter, always, end of letter, your ever well-wisher. These are the true ever well-wisher. By reading or hearing, what happens is, Hirdayantastohi Abhatrani, all the material things, right? And also one time Prabhupada asked, Prabhupada, how did you achieve so much thing in the life? What is your secret? Then he quoted Bhagavatam 1:6-26. This is again the conversation between Narada Rishi and Narada Rishi is telling this answer, which Prabhupada is quoting again. You are very old at the 80 and you accomplished so many things, and within a short period of time, Subbarao Prabhu, can I mute you, please? Yeah. Yes, I'm muting all, so please unmute if you want to speak. So by chanting and remembering the pastimes of the Lord, and I just go on all over the world to preach. That's all I did. So with sincerity, you can do that. So there is two stories I want to tell you. Very interesting story. In our ISKCON movement, we had His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. He's not there now, but he was there some time back, and he is known for his Bhagavatam. So one time he was in his family is everybody is a Vaishnava. I think from Pushti Sampradaya, it's Nimbarkacharya Sampradaya, something like that. His entire family was devotees. So Maharaj also was that time in London maintaining the Gujarat community or something. So one time they asked Prabhupada to come and speak Bhagavatam, and just one class got transformed, and Maharaj was so inspired to take up devotion service and Bhagavatam. He came to the temple and asking for the devotees in London, Sogo Street. I want to join the temple. Please tell me some service. They said, what you can do? Actually, Maharaj cannot lift a lot of books going for distribution. He said, I can't do book distribution, but because he had a little bit of handicap problem in his body, so he can't do that. Then he said, at least you do puja, worship, stand and do. He said, I can't stand more than 10 minutes. I can't even do puja for 15-20 minutes. Then they said, what else he can do? You can't do distribution book, you can't do deity worship. Okay, temple president said, go and sit in the corner, you read everyday Bhagavatam. So Maharaj took that instruction seriously. He will come in the morning 8 o'clock till end of the evening 8 o'clock. For 8 years, 7 to 8 years, he was reading only Bhagavatam, nothing else. 7 years. He took 50-40 diaries. He was making notes. His job is morning 8 o'clock he will come. He'll go for a short break for prasadam, come back and read till 8 to 8. Every day, 12 hours reading for 9 to 8 years. He spent his life only reading Bhagavatam. One day, President saw nobody was there to Bhagavatam class. He said, any of you give class, you've been reading Bhagavatam. Then, when he started speaking Bhagavatam, people got bewildered, saying, my God, this is the Bhagavatam, this is real Katha. And then he never stopped. There are so many people want to hear from him. Such beautifully he would narrate with a lot of jokes and things like that. And he's known for his Bhagavatam. And he would tell everyone at least to have one Bhagavatam in your hand. Without Bhagavatam, don't go anywhere. Most of the time when we say Bhagavatam, I don't know how many people in this ICF we have, but we should be promoting every house should have one Bhagavatam. Argar one Bhagavatam. Without Bhagavatam, you're not a gentleman. Without Bhagavatam, there is no auspiciousness in the house. There is nothing important. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, if the entire world, all the books, so much knowledge is there, everything got burnt. But Srimad Bhagavatam is protected. That's more than sufficient for humanity. But we hesitant to give this to somebody else, or we don't invest our money, because sometimes we go to the doctor, simple headache only, fever only, he would write everything, take ECG, he would take a x-ray, he would say chest x-ray for a little pain, then he'll say, oh, chest x-ray, they'll put you 10-20,000 bill. We don't bother and we just pay and come. We want a mobile phone, we would buy 30,000, 20,000 without thinking twice. We go out, sometime travel, we spend money. But when somebody says Bhagavatam, here is Bhagavatam, it is auspicious, and we don't generally tend to with same enthusiastic to buy, stock it and give it to others or distribute Srimad Bhagavatam, because we are not actually understood the real essence of Bhagavatam. Maharaj used to empathetically call everyone to have Bhagavatam in their house. Those who doesn't have, please have, contact me or Ashish Prabhu to assist. But this Bhagavatam should be distributed. We want to solve all the material problem, the modes of material nature, Adi Atmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Devika. The person who is ruling has to become devotee. Now there's so much in the name of secularism in the politics. If we can see so much ugly things happening, even though somebody was trying to be, devotee, trying to open the parliament with, Vedic hymns and things like that, people are just demonic. They want to opposite everything, everything they want to do. Unless the rulers become the God conscious, or the people become consciousness, we are going to suffer. Cow killing is going to happen. Mother Earth is going to show her face. We will also part of the tsunami and things like. It's not the devotee. Earthquake will not come to the particular place of the devotee. It's a collective karma. If somebody is doing in the city, yes, you are also needs to face the problem. You can't escape it. So unless we make the devotees, unless Bhagavatam goes to everybody's house, there is no peaceful. There is united nation. There is no peace. So it is for our own benefit we need to distribute this Bhagavatam. At least few people become devotees, that is passed on to their children. And this is the best thing which we can give. We can give Krishna. And Prabhupada says, how much preaching you can do? Just give the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, they will become devotees. So please focus, have a resolution. At least, this year or before Janmashtami, I will distribute 1 or 2 Bhagavatam sets. Please have it at your house. Invariably, they will find searching, because Prabhupada already decided who needs to take it. There is no endeavor from your side is required. Automatically, Prabhupada find a person who can distribute this Bhagavatam. It's just the endeavor we need to make. There's nothing else. So, this Mahavishnu Goswami asked one question to all the devotees. He was giving a class in Mumbai. He asked one very, very important question. I'm asking you the same question. How do you measure your association with Bhagavatam? How do you know you are connected to Bhagavatam? How do you measure? Somebody says, I've been reading one shloka every day. Or somebody says, I have Bhagavatam in my house, but I don't read it as it is, I kept it. There could be various things happening. So now, how do you measure? A person says, I'm connected to Bhagavatam, I'm having association of Bhagavatam. How do you measure it? What is a yardstick? Anybody wants to try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, the anarthas in your heart have to be removed. You have to, the moment you start seeing Krishna in every other living being, probably, if that change has come, then you can claim that you have understood or read Bhagavatam. Otherwise, plainly having it or reading it. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, I don't know. I just felt anarthas have to go first.
Okay, anybody else?
Prabhuji, when we develop a love towards Krishna, and when we develop the curiosity to learn, understand, read, and hear more and more Krishna Katha, so we can say that yes, we are progressing.
Somebody wants to write against Srimad Bhagavatam, so they might go and read Bhagavatam because they want to write against something about Bhagavatam. Other religious, there are a lot of people who, for sake of Zagiru Nayak or something, I don't know his name, he would read Vedas, Puranas, and he would quote anything wrong. Nirguna, I will take, saying the Lord doesn't have any form. Why are you worshipping? So there are people who would read Bhagavatam not for bhakti, otherwise also. So you can't just say that enthusiasm, curious to learn. There are many people curious to learn Bhagavatam, but not for good purpose. So what is the yardstick? So with respect to the time, I'll go quickly. One is that santushti means happiness. You are satisfied with the current position, whatever Krishna has given. There is no anxiety, there is no lamentation, there is no complaining. Krishna, why you're put into such a situation, so much problem coming. We may not go and complain, but still we know at the back of mind, no. But we don't see this is a blessing of the Lord, and we just take it as it is, what it comes in the life, and we feel always happy. Oh, whatever Krishna has given, I'm happy. Parishit Maharaj been cursed to die. Oh, this was I was expecting. Oh, thank you, Krishna, very much. We may not take it in that mood like acharyas, what they're doing it. Kunti Maharani will ask for more calamities, and we may not be in that mood, or cannot imitate. At least whatever Krishna has given, whatever it is, you need to say, oh, thank you, Krishna, so much. I don't even deserve this. At least you have given me this. That is the mood when you arrive. Because by reading Srimad Bhagavatam, you should feel happiness. If you're not feeling happiness, then there is something wrong. This is the first parameter to understand. Second thing is that simply agitated easily for small things. Small things you get agitated, you're not able to control. Simple things like, it's the water, clean water is the pond. You put small stone, then it ripples. So small things, and you would get agitated. So these are some of the then devotees say, I want to leave ISKCON and go, I don't want to chant. Or sometimes they take a back seat and will say, no, I will take a break in Krishna conscious, like that. So especially when the Vaishnava aparadha, when we are chanting, as well as also we are committing the aparadha both with the same name, Krishna would not tolerate. So basically, when you are connected with Bhagavatam, is that you have full happiness, whatever Krishna has given, and you never agitated for small things. And in fact, he asked one question. There was a brahmacharis. Some brahmachari asked to Maharaj, we want to continue as a brahmachari. What should we do? Maharaj said, are you married? He asked. No, we are a brahmacharis. That's why we are asking what we need to do as a brahmachari. He said, get married immediately. And they were all surprised. You should get married immediately to Srimad Bhagavatam. So it is not only the brahmacharis, even for the grahasthas, even for the male, female, whoever it is, your spouse needs to be a Srimad Bhagavatam. In the sense, so much love, so much you want to go and read Srimad Bhagavatam, because this is the only auspiciousness. This is the only thing. When further we'll see so many shlokas are there, the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, which will reveal even the material modes of material nature. And the next shloka, Devi Eshi Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. So you can't overcome this material nature. What is the only thing which can give you mukti? Except Srimad Bhagavatam, there is nothing else can give mukti. And there is a famous story of Narada Rishi. So this Bhakti Devi, once she was there, and she was in Vrindavan, and she had two sons, Vairakya and Jnana. These are the two sons of Bhakti Devi. And she was crying, seeing these two sons became very old, they are not able to get up. Narada Rishi asked, oh Devi, who are you? Why are you crying? She said, I born in Dravida, means is the south province. Then I grow up in Karnataka. Then I've been nourished in, I think, Maharashtra. Then I went to Gujarat, but completely have been ignored. So I lost all my bodily feature. I also became very old. Somehow I dragged myself came to Vrindavan. As soon as I come to Vrindavan, I regained my beauty and power, strength. But still my sons are not getting anything. I'm crying. And Narada asked, who are you? He said, I'm the Bhakti Devi. Bhakti Devi, if you see the Acharyas, the Alvars, or Ramanujacharya, so there's early 4th century, 5th century Bhaktiyas, they propagated the Bhakti cult. Then Madhvacharya came in Karnataka. He further strengthened. And if you see in good Maharashtra, Namadev, there are so many Jnaneshwar, there are so many devotees, Surdas, they're all glorified, writing glories of poems, Tulasidas. Then if you went to Gujarat, then many people started worshipping demigods, ignoring the Bhakti. So he said, that's my life. Finally, I came to Vrindavan. As soon as you came to Vrindavan, you could able to regain, because this is the place of Bhakti. You are the, Krishna has handed over Krishna Bhakti to you. Once he left, and he told you, distribute this Bhakti to everyone. That's why as soon as you came to Vrindavan, you've been reinstated into your original position. But still your son, Jnana and Vairagya, they are not able to do it because in Vrindavan, you don't need Jnana and Vairagya. The Gopas, they don't have any knowledge about Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. No, Vairagya means everything they offer to Krishna, but it's not that, living everything, going to the forest, meditating, that kind of thing is that Vairagya is not there, attachment. But everything is for Krishna. So that's why these two people are not able to revive, but I'll promise you, I will do it. So that time he found out that only by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, even Jnana and Vairaki, the son of Bhakti Devi, can be revived, nobody else. Then he called for the four Kumaras, and the four Kumaras started speaking Bhagavatam. That time Vyasadeva was there, Maradarshi was there. This how, because the four Kumaras heard from Sankarsana in the where the Sankarsana is holding the earth, he was speaking for many years. So the first Bhagavatam was heard by four Kumaras, and the four Kumaras started reciting to this Jnana and Vairagya. He was in Badrigashram, and I think they came to Rishikesh or something. They were hearing this. After hearing this, these two boys became jubilant, and Bhakti Devi also started dancing. And Bhakti Devi said, "Where should I go? Where should I reside?" And he said, "Your appropriate sitting place in the art of Srimad Bhagavatam listeners. Those who hear Srimad Bhagavatam listeners, they can only get bhakti. There is no way else you can get bhakti. The sitting bhakti comes from a bhakta. Nobody else can give. When he speaks Srimad Bhagavatam and Prabhupada writes his book, purport, his emotion is displaying. Love for Krishna is speaking. There are so many professional Bhagavatam reciters, but they cannot give Krishna consciousness. They cannot give love. There are so many people read Bhagavatam because they want to blaspheme the Bhagavatam. So they want to understand and they blaspheme the other religions. There are so many intentions on which somebody can read Bhagavatam. But a pure Vaishnava can only give bhakti. So Bhakti Devi is sitting in the heart of the people who want to listen. Then she will go from the Bhakta pure devotee who is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. So anybody says, I want to get mukti, in Kali Yuga, there is only one option. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna. There is no other option. Without hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, there is no way you can get mukti. Now, it's such an important scripture. Do you think we should not keep it our house and we should not be able to give to others? Ahimsa is not just killing the animal, not eating flesh. You know something, but you are allowing other person to suffer. We know what is the secret of Krishna consciousness, how to go back to Godhead, but we are withholding, not giving to others. That is also breaking four regulative principle. Meat eating, it is equivalent to like ahimsa, right? We don't have mercy to them. Mercifulness is one of the pillar of the dharma, right? We are breaking that because I know, but I'm not preaching to others who are suffering. They don't take it or not, that's a different story. But did I make an effort to give? I would have given this nice book to read, or I would have donated something, or they would have asked for something, somehow you distribute books, so that it goes to their house. And if they're not, at least Bhagavatam, once it comes to their house, it is so auspicious that, this can be taken care. Now, since time is running, so we will do only translation and purport. I want one more volunteer to read just translation and highlighted purport. Somebody please quickly.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Can I read?
Yeah. Oh, can you go quickly?
Yes, Prabhuji, we're not getting this slide.
No, it is displayed. Oh, sorry. I'm not displaying it. No, it's my bad. Okay, now please go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Oh, greatly fortunate.
Sukadeva Goswami. Can somebody read it?
May I read, Prabhu?
Yeah, Shanti Ramachandran.
Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. To be fully engaged in hearing the transcendental narration
and being complete. Is it not audible, Prabhuji?
Prabhu, you are breaking. I think you can read next sloka. Let Mataji Shanti Ramachandran quickly read it. Please, Mataji.
To be fully engaged in hearing the transcendental narration described in the next Srimad Bhagavatam means to constantly associate with the Supreme Soul, Supreme Soul Shri Krishna, And to constantly associate with the Supreme Lord Krishna means to be liberated from the qualities of matter. Lord Krishna is like the sun, and material contamination is like darkness. As the presence of the sun dissipates darkness, constant engagement in the association of the Lord Sri Krishna frees one from the contamination of the material qualities. Contamination by the material qualities is the cause of repeated birth and death, and liberation from material qualities is transcendental. Maharaja Parikshit was now a realized soul by this secret of liberation through the grace of Sukadeva Goswami.
In this one, he is talking about how these modes of material qualities, one can come out of the material contamination and also can place my mind upon the Supreme Soul, right? So, so there is a wonderful shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durattaya. Devi means transcendental. Gunamayi means modes of three material nature. Mama Maya. Maya means the person who is this Deva energy. Durataya, it is very difficult to overcome unless you surrender to me. Mam evaye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. It is very difficult to overcome. So here he's talking about Parikshit Maharaj, talking about free from this contamination of the qualities of material qualities, which are nothing but three modes of material nature. When the Srishti happens, right, when the universe is created, when the Mahavishnu from four, all the universes comes out, then he glances through this Mahatattva, Pradhan, and Mahatattva, we call it as, it has consisting of various elements. As soon as three modes of material nature come into existence, then the creation starts. Everything is in the combination of modes of material nature. Let it be education, it can be mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. Let it be the food you are eating, it can be mode of passion, ignorance and things like that. It will be the time morning, afternoon, evening. In the night, it can be modes of goodness. Anybody who is doing business, it can be three modes of material nature. Somebody can do rajasic business, somebody can do tamo. Everything in this world needs to fall under categories of three modes of material nature. It could be animals, they might fall under some category. Human being, they could fall under some category, right? This Maya is very difficult because she uses two kinds of energy, Avaranatmya Shakti and Prakshapatimika Shakti. Avaranatmya Shakti means she will make you to forget the Krishna conscious aspect of it. And the Prakshapatimika Shakti is that she will put you into more test. Materially, you will be, beaten like anything. See that you're turning back to Godhead. Because sometimes the students don't study. What we'll do is we'll ask the teacher, we'll hand over, put it tuition, and she will give a lot of homework. She will try various force method to make the person to study. Similarly, we don't want to hear. Then Maya Devi, as a teacher, she tries to give a lot of punishment. And she, Avaranatikma Shaktis will try to take away from Krishna, trying to see if we are able to remember. So this Maya operates through the modes and it comes to the mind. So you need to remember this 3M, Maya, modes and mind. The mind is very powerful. So based on the modes of material nature, this mind acts. So if you are able to control these modes of material nature, then the mind can overcome that. But it is very difficult to overcome because based on our guna, karma, whatever we have done in the past, as soon as you're going to take birth, Brahma would have written, this person will have this kind of combination of mode of goodness, passion. Sometime it will vary. Some people might in the morning have mode of goodness and the evening as it goes, it will be always combination. 50% Sattva Guna, 50% Rajo Guna, or 30%, 31.1%. All this combination is possible. So given point of time, we might vary on different gunas, different times. Sometimes we may not get angry. Sometimes we simply get angry for small things. We don't know why. So it's a mode of material nature acting upon us. So he says, by following Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, one can transcend these three codes of material nature and go to Suddha Sattva. That's only possible in Bhagavatam. You tell me what are the other means you can get it. So Srimad Bhagavatam is such an important book. And also there is a wonderful story connecting to the previous shloka where Parikshit Maharaj is asking, even a person who is a non-devotee get benefited. So this is the example you might all know. I'll quickly tell and go to the next shloka. This is Atma Dev story. It is there in Mahatmya, Bhagavata Mahatmya. This person is very pious, but he did not had any son. So he went to a rishi and he gave a fruit. which he gave it as invariably to his wife, but his wife doesn't want to beget a children. She thought it's a burden, so she gave it to cow. That's why the cow ate, and there is a human kind of cow and human combination when personality came. Is called Gokarna. But whereas Dunduli, the husband's wife of this Atmadev, she not pregnant because she said, she told lie that I ate the fruit. But her sister was pregnant. So she made a deal. Please give me your son. When my husband asks, I will present this son. But till then, I will act as a pregnant woman. She was acting. One day, her sister gave birth. That kid was Dundukari. He named Dundukari. Atmadev was, he doesn't know about the secret. So he was just thinking his own son. But he was such a demonic person. He was stealing, hunting everything. Atmadev went to the forest hearing this. And Gokarna also went away. After some time, this person was killed. And he was the body of the ghost. So then Atmadev, Gokarna came. He felt pity about that person. This is how the Sapta started. 7 days Bhagavatam hearing. One is Parikshit Maharaj. Second thing is also that, Atmadev story, after that, Atmadev, also this parampara continued and they all speak 7 days Bhagavatam. So what he did is Gokarna started reciting Bhagavatam. And one bamboo stick was put on that. This Dundukari is his brother of Atmadev, this Gokarna. He knew that he doesn't have a body. So he started speaking Bhagavatam. Every day the knot of the bamboo was removing. After 7th day, the person got 400 form and he went back to Godhead. Then Gokarna got really astonished. He stopped the Vishnu Tudas. Hey, stop. Why there is only one aeroplane? There are so many people apart from my brother also heard Bhagavatam. I also spoke. We are also supposed to go. Where are the planes for us? He said, no, we can't give you. Because the attention in which the other person was, even though he's in the ghost body, he was hearing very attentively. Then he got the benefit. So most of the time, we might hear Bhagavatam without inattentive. Somebody speaker might speak, you might orate, but if you have the pure bhakti, then they can't go back to Godhead also. Then Gokarna realized, again he had another Bhagavata Sapta, then along with everyone, they all went back. So even non-devotee who can hear this Srimad Bhagavatam, something or other, they will get benefit, and this is the only way to get liberation. The Bhakti, the Mukti Devi is the servant of Bhakti Devi. So as long as we have Bhakti, the liberation is confirmed. Otherwise, the liberation is not confirmed. So you want to get auspiciousness in your house, you want to get Mukti, there is only way to get Krishna, that's only through Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, there is a few more glories. There are a lot of glories we are talking about. I'll just quickly read that. Srimad Bhagavatam must be read and heard at every step, because just by hearing or reading it, the Supreme Lord Krishna himself manifests in the heart. So this is what Kumaras told. The 4 Kumaras was narrating to Bhakti Devi and his son, the Bhagavatam. They said, Krishna would manifest. So my question to all of you is that, is it not Paramatma? So Paramatma, Krishna is sitting in the heart? Or no? Then why are we telling that Krishna will appear manifest in the heart? Okay, let us read next shloka, and meanwhile you can think about the answer. Can somebody read this next translation alone, please? The 4th one. Read the translation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Anushya Mataji.
Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their hearts within a short time.
My question was, if he has to manifest, is he not already sitting there as a Paramatma?
He's just sitting and watching,
Okay.
waiting for us to turn and seek him for us.
Okay. So what is the meaning of manifestation here? If he's already sitting...
So Prabhu, for us to connect with him.
Of the Lord, so we have to have the bliss of the Lord. So that is when we see Krishna, or when we realize Krishna, only that bliss will come. So in that way, the Paramatma who is sitting in the heart, when we try to hear Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, so the Paramatma will see our attentiveness and then he will direct us towards Krishna.
Yeah, we also see
Paramatma is the
example
plenary
of,
expansion of Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So we also see the example of Gajendra. It's not Gajendra was every day reciting the shlokas. In the previous life he was, but in this lifetime he was enjoying. But when the crocodile caught, Krishna gave the Smrite. So Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham yirdishannivishto matta smritirjnanam apohanam. Remembrance, forgetfulness, the knowledge, everything Krishna gives. So he remembered, he helped Gajendra to remember his previous shloka, then he started glorifying the Lord. Even you want to forget Krishna, then Krishna has to give forgetfulness, otherwise you will not be able to forget him. So Krishna will ensure that even little bit, whatever, because Krishna is sitting in the Hirdeshe Arjuna Tishtati. Sarva Bhutanam. He is there in everybody's heart. So he can give knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Even the body of a deer, he could able to remember Bharat Maharaj. But that remembrance, in generally animals, they don't remember. But Krishna is able to give them the knowledge. So this shlokas talks about when Krishna is entering into our heart. As Mataji said, there are two birds are there. We are always going here and there. But when we turn towards Krishna, then he would manifest. So hearing Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, right? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhaktir Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki, right? We pray. So this is the meaning of regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Then you can turn towards Krishna. Krishna will give remembrance, jnanam. So next translation, please. Hare Krishna. Can we go quickly, please?
Hare Prabhu.
Yeah, Anita Mataji.
Gayatri Mataji.
Yeah, Gayatri Mataji.
Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. The sound incarnation of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of a realized devotee. It's on the lotus flower of his loving relationship and thus cleanses the dust of material association such as lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water.
Mataji, can you continue to read other shlokas? I'll just summarize this because we might not have all the time to discuss each shloka, but let's go ahead 6, 7, 8, and I'll summarize.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Translation.
can I read?
Yeah.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji.
Yeah, translation by Prabhupada ki jai. A pure devotee of the Lord, whose heart has once cleansed by the process of devotional service, never relinquishes the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna, but they fully satisfy him as a traveler is satisfied at home after a troubled journey. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, next one also, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. O learned Brahmana, the transcendental spirit soul is different from the material body. Does he acquire the body accidentally or by some cause? Will you kindly explain this, for it is known to you?
Now,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
yeah, up to 6 sloka, Parshit Maharaj is glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam. 7 and 8 is asking about the spirit soul and the material body. What is the difference between body and soul? Sloka is going to talk about soul and Paramatma. Can you read this as well, please?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whose abdomen the lotus stem sprouted, is possessed of a gigantic body according to his own caliber and measurement. Then what is the specific difference between the body of the Lord and those of common living entities?
Right, this is different between Paramatma and Jivatma. Previous question is, who is soul? So we have seen this. So the pure devotee can deliver. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada says one should hear from the pure Vaishnavas. Yaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavera Sthane Ekanta Ashraya Kara Chaitanya Charane. So this is told by okay, if you want to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, you must approach self-realized Vaishnava and hear from him. You can do this when you have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the pure devotee never can give up the Lord because they are carrying Lord in their heart. Then the bhakti can manifest. Wherever bhakti is there, then Lord needs to be there. Only those who have a Lord carrying, they can give bhakti to us. The pure devotee always sees in the Lord's hand. When Prahlad Maharaj was tortured, He saw everything in Krishna's hand. When poison was there, he remembered this churning of the milk ocean. When the snake is there, he remembered in the Adisesha. When he was put into fire, he thought, oh, fire is the yagya, my tongue of my father. So the pure Vaishnavas always they talk about they always know about this Lord's hand. So up to we have covered as of now. Do we have another 5 minutes to cover 7 and 8 shloka? With one story, I will complete it. So I'm sorry exceeding because there are too many shlokas were given today. So up to 6, are there any questions so far? That glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. How a pure devotee can only give Srimad Bhagavatam. How long we should read? So in this Parishit Maharaj shloka number 4, he says how long you need to read Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. How to read, what to read Srimad Bhagavatam. How this remembrance jnanam was given by the Lord, that we have seen. And in one places it's wonderful that Lord Shiva is telling, I know that I may not know Bhagavatam. And also the father of Sukadeva Goswami, even a person who written Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva, he may or may not know Bhagavatam. I may or may not know Bhagavatam. But I'm sure Sukadeva Goswami knows Bhagavatam. This is the statement of Lord Shiva. What he's trying to tell? He's trying to tell that it is not depend on person who is speaking. The Bhagavatam depends on the person who is speaking, because he's realized just reading multiple times, it just get into your head. It's another book, novel, I've read it. But when you start putting into the practice, when you realize it, that's where the class makes a difference between a senior Vaishnava and the junior devotee. The both of them might speak as it is, without deviation from the parampara. But sometimes we inspire to hear from the senior person, we get motivated, we enthusiastic, but the same thing may not happen from another devotee. It's just because that they are carrying Krishna. When they speak the word, then bhakti comes to us. That's why we feel the same message. But when we senior devotees, a pure Vaishnava speaks, we trying to we feel happy like that. So with another 2 minutes, quick justice to shloka number 7 and 8, body versus soul, as well as Paramatma versus Jivatma. So this is a wonderful story of a king who had 4 wives. The last wife, the 4th wife is like his very pet, and he would give her nice dress, nice food stuff, anything best quality, jewels, everything he would give. The 3rd wife is so beautiful. Whenever he wants to go out, he wants to show his wife, he will take it out, saying, see how beautiful is my wife. Wherever function is there, anything, he will take the 3rd wife. The 2nd wife is the most brilliant, intelligent. Any problem in the country, he will go and consult her. But the 1st wife, he forgot almost. The king almost forgot. He never taken care of anything. So he got a terminal disease, and all the mantris and the Raja, Vaidya and all, they told, you will not survive, better you prepare for your last day. And he thought, so many days I was enjoying with these 3 wives, let me call any one of them, they'll come with me or not. He called his 4th wife. He said, I've been giving you very beautiful things, nice things, best cloth, best food. I always taken care of you. Can you come with me? She not even spoke a word. She just left the room. The king's heart got shattered. Oh my God, what is this? Such a care I've taken there so many years. She not even bothered. He called at least the beautiful wife, at least thinking that she would come. He asked, my dear beautiful wife, I've been taking you everywhere. You're so beautiful. Why don't you come with me? She said, why I would come with you? I will go and remarry somebody. I'm so beautiful. Why should I waste my beauty? And king got further broken. He said, what kind of a person these are? I have taken care of so much. And the 2nd person, at least he thought, wise. Let me call. And she said, I can come and do final rituals, but I can't come. Then he said, who else can come? And this 1st wife, she came. He said, king, I can come. He said, who are you? I'm your 1st wife, but you're forgotten. You're not fed me. See, I'm wearing very torn cloth. I'm very weak. You're not fed me. Oh, really? But still you want to come with me? He said, yes, I'm happy to come with you. So this is not a story. Every day we carry these 4 people with us. The 4th one is the body. We give nice footstep. We take care of the best thing what possible. Nice ornament, nice jewelry, nice food. But it can't come. The 3rd is our beauty, is that our properties, car, bungalow, whatever you want to showcase to other people. That will not come. They will remarry, means somebody will enjoy our property. It could be a son or somebody else relative. The second one is family, friends and relatives. They can come and do final cremation. Not beyond that they can't come. But the first wife is can always come. That is nothing but the soul. The soul never destroyed. This is the only thing which we need to feed by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So Parshit Maharaj is asking these questions. What is the difference between body and soul? And who is this Paramatma and Jivatma? Which anyhow you know. Since the time is over, I would stop here. And we have run short the time. Those who want to leave, you can leave. But anybody who wants to, I don't know, over to you, Mataji. If you have time, you will see questions. If not, it's okay. Post it in the WhatsApp. I will try to answer. With this, I would stop here. Thank you.
Very nice class, Prabhu. Very nice, lovely class. Thank you so much, Dandat Pranam.
And only one request, my humble request is that I want to see all of you together. 108 Bhagavatam sets has been distributed to so many people. You get also benefit, let the other people also get benefit. Try your best. If you want any help in distributing books, you can contact us, Ashish Prabhu. We will try to help you, but take Srimad Bhagavatam very seriously. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Pancha kalpatarubhescha kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, actually, you were telling about why we should not only read Vedas and we should read Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Can you just give a summary of the importance again, if you don't mind?
The Purana is also fifth Veda. So I need to do a detailed discussion on this. But one thing is that Vedas we can understand. At least we need to go 20-30 years of grammatical learning. If you know Sanskrit, then you will be able to understand. Puranas are easily written in the form where we can understand. Second thing is that it has 4 purushas: Artha, Kama, Moksha. Is there how to earn money, how to enjoy, how to also take up your life, how to also things like that, demigod worship and things like that. It also has bhakti part of it. There's chances that we get misguided, but Bhagavatam, there is no way you will get 4 purusharthas. You will have only bhakti. There is nothing else. There is no chances of getting deviated. Of course, that's a manual, big manual. It has everything, but you need to pick up exactly the bhakti part of it. It has talks about Ashtanga Yoga and things like that. Third thing is that at the maturity of that age, Vyasadeva wrote final conclusion, because he wrote after that Vedanta Sutra, summary of Vedanta study. People still not able to understand what the Vedanta Sutra. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary. So, like for example, there is a mango tree. Today you're all season eating mango. It doesn't give mango all the time. So, does that mean the mango is not there in the tree? It is there. It will manifest whenever the right time is there. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam is ripened nigama kalpatoror. Nigama means the agamas, Vedas. Kalpatoror galitam palam shuka mukhat amarta dravyam. So it will manifest. And the mango tree is there when it is growing. The flower is there. Mango is there. Kacha mango is there. Everything is there, but we can't see. Sometimes only green leaves we'll see. It will manifest. The essence of the Vedas, the essence, the juice extracted and given to your mouth just to drink it. You don't need to struggle, things like that. So Srimad Bhagavatam is essence of all the Nigama Kalpataror, means the essence of Vedas. So it's simply steady. There are a lot of mistakes we can do in reading Vedas, and complete Vedas are not available. There is another problem. And Virtashtura story we all know. We wrongly pronounce some Veda mantras instead of telling enemy of Indra. So you want somebody to kill Indra, but somehow Indra will kill this person. That's how it became. So we don't have people who can do proper reading of Sanskrit. There are a lot of pitfalls. That's why we say don't read Vedas, read Bhagavatam, just Tamala Purana, which can give the complete essence. Hare
Krishna. Prabhu started off with a question related to discipline succession.
Yes.
I think then we immediately switched. Can you sort of brief that again? Like there's a small alteration and all that we said, and I sort of digressed. Can you please, if you don't mind, summarize your questions answered.
I don't know, there is another program or not, it's already 10:50. So when we say following in the parampara, we follow the shlokas, translation, the core essence of bhakti principle. But when you want to explain, it could be somebody, let's say, you're going to preaching in the college. They understand in the form of physics, chemistry, some of the complicated philosophy. You can explain Krishna consciousness through physics also. Some scientists are there. They can't just you tell them Bhagavatam, take it, they will not understand. They need to be told, like quantum physics, how it is related to Krishna consciousness. There are acharyas, senior Vaishnavas in ISKCON, there are scientists, they would write saying that how this chemical, let's say fragrance in the flower, how does it came, what is the chemical, what is the origin of this chemical, they will try to explain to. So if somebody is like knows about planetarium and the scientists, they're sending rocket and all, for them it is temple of Vedic planetarium. We'll tell Srimad Bhagavatam how this been explained. Bhagavatam has for every people from LKG to whatever level you want to understand. So we pick up theme and the person explains, depends on the audience, target audience, he might add few examples and you will deliver the Bhagavatam, but the same essence without changing anything on that. It does not mean literally I have to literally follow. I gave that example of this four idiot, the foolish disciple. It is not the disciple means intelligence. Some of them you need to take the essence, take it and deliver it based on the place and circumstances. That's what it means following in the parampara. Concatenating new philosophy, a new theory other than what is given, that is problem. But analogy, examples you can add to explain the concept, but you can't innovate new concept. The concept is same, already there. There is no theory newly you can invent. It should be based on the theory existing, whatever the acharyas told. But time, place, circumstances, you might add few examples to explain them, to reach them the message. That is okay. But not changing the philosophy itself. That's not accepted.
Clear, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thanks a ton.
Hare Krishna, we would stop here.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Wonderfully explained.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
So, quick announcement. Tomorrow there is no class. It will be after that Thursday.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Mataji, please, you can end the session.